I think it's good to go. I'm here to do my vertical live right here in Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. We are here to give my predictions, preview, and predictions of WWE Crown Jewel 2024. Originally, I wasn't planning on doing a legitimate live stream for this show. The plan was to do two vertical lives. One, this one, predictions, the other, a review. But this show is way too stacked. The show is beyond stacked. And it's too good to not just do a regular live stream. So immediately after the show on Saturday morning, yeah, that's the good thing about it happening overseas in Saudi Arabia. We get it earlier on in the day, which means I get to have my Saturday night to myself. And that makes me very happy. So we'll be here live on YouTube to review Crown Jewel immediately, not immediately, but immediately following the show. Oh my goodness, we're coming in hot with this lovely super chat from Mr. Samuel P. Boone. Mr. Sam P. Boone. Thank you so much. 1999 says here, will you want to do a live stream review for NXT 2300 and AEW Dynamite next Wednesday? Well, you're in luck. That was the plan. The plan was to do a dual review, of course, of Dynamite, but I did see that NXT is going head to head with Dynamite, not just on Wednesday, but the location is the ECW Arena, Hammerstein Ballroom. Hell yeah, I'm going to be doing a review on that. You got Dawn Marie being a special guest referee for Lola Vice and Jada Parker? That alone sold me. And I think they're doing a 10-woman 5-on-5 match. Team Roxanne versus Team Delta? Team Stephanie and Julia? I don't know what that other team is called, but yeah, that NXT card looks fire. So yes, Mr. Samuel P. Boone, I will happily do a dual review of Dynamite and NXT. I'm not too sure how I'm going to make that work. The current plan is to watch the first show, watch the next show, and just do the review afterwards, which would mean I would be up here at 11 p.m. Classic, because I used to do that anyways when NXT and Dynamite would go live. And I would have to watch one show over the other and then do both of them when everyone else did their reviews. So we'll just do it the classic way. Man, that's going to be a great night. But yes, there will be a review of that. Thank you all so much for joining me. As always, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Most importantly, hit that like button, because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Oh my goodness, another super chat. And this one is Mr. Tom Talks Rubbish. I can't roll my R's. Rubbish. There it is. Hey man, thanks for all you do. Do you make this space better? Thank you, Mr. Tom Talks Rubbish. And thank you for that great interview. Those of you who haven't subscribed to Tom Talks Rubbish yet, he has spoken to literally some of the top top content creators here in the YouTube space. That is someone you should subscribe to get legitimately great interviews. So that's my plug to him. Y'all, we got a huge lineup. I know we're here to preview and predict Crown Jewel, but before we get to that, we got a lot of wrestling news to discuss. And when I say a lot, we gonna be here a while. Expect about an hour and a half. I'm not kidding you. There's a lot of wrestling news to get to, including some stuff we got today on top of stuff we got earlier this week. So you might want to sit back and enjoy this opener before the actual prediction show. Because honestly, predictions, they're pretty straightforward. I guarantee you, we all had the same predictions. Maybe one or two matches we'll be like, we'll be off about. The one I think we'll be split on is Cody and Gunther, although I'm pretty sure we all can agree that's going to go to Gunther. Right? We'll talk about that in a second. That one is the only one I think we're all split on. But I think when it comes to the rest of the show, we can all predict who and what's going to win, which is good because sometimes if you predict a good show, that's the best thing about the show. So let's get to some wrestling news. I want to start with this PW Insider piece of news around Ria Ripley. And I think we all suspected this was the case way before the news came out because of that injury angle they did on NXT, which came out of nowhere. And before I read the news, I knew something was up when they did an injury angle with Ria Ripley and Liv Morgan on NXT. No offense to NXT. People say it's better than how it was when Vince McMahon was in charge. I'm pretty sure it's been better than the typical NXT 2.0 garbage. And I'm not taking anything away from the brand itself. But that's one of their hottest angles. And they did something that literally, in my opinion, shifted the entire thing into a new gear. Not on Raw, not even on SmackDown, but on NXT. You had Ria Ripley get attacked by Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. And I said, that's so uncharacteristic of them. I get that they want to get people to watch NXT, but really? You advanced the story on NXT? So when the news came out that Ria had suffered a fractured orbital bone injury, it just made the most sense to me because that was the only reason why they would have done that angle on NXT. So let's read what PW Insider had to say here. Says here, Ria Ripley is currently dealing with a fractured orbital bone injury. The belief among those backstage is that Ria Ripley's injury likely happened in a headbutt spot when she confronted Liv Morgan and Raquel on the 21st October episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. And they have a picture of Ria headbutting Raquel and Raquel no-selling it. And they feel like that's when Ria hurt herself. That's why she's been written off TV to heal up. Now, usually when you suffer a broken or fractured, it's not even broken, it's fractured orbital bone injury, they take you off TV for tops 3 months, earliest 1 month. So they're hoping, I guarantee you, they're hoping they'll be able to use her for Survivor Series. In this instance, I think they're going to see if they can move this storyline along and get this match done by Survivor Series because, listen, Ria's been known to work through an injury. But that also worries me because how many injuries has Ria had in the last year or so? We all know about the shoulder injury that took her out for 3 months. There was another injury before then, forgot what it was exactly, and that was during her run as champion. And now here she is fracturing her orbital bone. And so after a while, these injuries start to pile up and people start saying she's injury prone. I'm not going to be the person to say that. I don't think she's that. But when you start having a long laundry list of injuries that are happening back to back to back to back, people start to get concerned. And so if you're concerned about Ria's well-being, her safety, I don't blame you. Because even I am. I'm starting to get just a little bit concerned. But it's only a fracture. When you're a wrestler, and I mean full-time, there's no way in hell you are working and you're not hurt in some way, shape, or form. I seriously doubt any of these wrestlers don't have some kind of a minor injury or sprain that they're currently dealing with. It's just the lifestyle. It is what it is. I'm not saying that she should wrestle with a broken arm or do what Cody did and wrestle with his entire torn pec, his pectoral muscle torn off. I don't think that should be the case either. I just feel like, for me, we have to understand pain is just a natural part of the game when it comes to professional wrestling. These guys and women, they're hurting constantly. And that's the expectation. The expectation is that they have a high tolerance of pain. Otherwise, get out of the business. You don't belong here. So I hope she heals up quickly. If she's not ready to go by Survivor Series, don't rush her back. Just bring her back at the Royal Rumble. Because usually these kind of injuries, again, it's a fracture. It was broken. She'd be out for the rest of the year. For a good, probably 6 months if it was broken. It's fractured. Just a minor fracture. They'll keep her off at the latest Royal Rumble. So she'll come back in February next year. And even that seems too far away. But at the latest Rumble, she'll come back. She'll win that again. And then we'll get Ria Ripley and Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's pushing the storyline way too far off. So if they can wrap it up by Survivor Series, that would be great. But if she's hurt, you can't do anything about it. So I'm praying that things work out for her and she gets back 100% healthy. For the record, happy Halloween. Did you know that Lin-Manuel Miranda is a wrestling fan? Yeah. The guy that wrote Hamilton. That guy. He loves wrestling. Guess who his favorite wrestler is? I know some of you thought Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Ain't either one of them. It's not Becky Lynch. It's not Rhea Ripley. It's not even L.A. Knight. Yeah. It's Dominic Mysterio. Right? Even I was like, good taste, but really? Didn't expect that. Lin-Manuel Miranda likes Dominic Mysterio so much that he dressed up as him for Halloween. So you know you're winning in life when the writer of Hamilton is dressing up as you. And you also have a girlfriend, an ex, and a wife who are all hot. Congratulations, Dominic Mysterio. Bet you didn't think you would hear that news today. Lord have mercy. Let's keep it going. I don't want to talk about this one, but people are making a big stink about it, so let's get to it. Vince McMahon, yeah, that guy, is currently working on setting up a post-WWE company. You know what? Let me read the rest of it. Let me read the rest of it before y'all just start assuming, because there's a lot of assumptions already going around. 1 second. Almost hurled. No, I have to clean something up. Says here, McMahon has been in the process of setting up what has been described as a new entertainment hub company that would financially back, develop, and produce film and television productions. Let's keep going. The belief among those we've spoken to is that there are no plans for this company to launch anything similar to WWE, and they would instead focus on fiction and non-fiction projects. WWE alumni are already working with McMahon to get the company prepped with the idea of officially unveiling it if once his legal issues are resolved. So what I just heard is that he wants to do basically what he tried to do with WWE, which was have his own movie studio. Remember WWE Studios? Yeah, that's essentially what he wants to do, but not call it WWE Studios. He wants to have his own entertainment company that produces movies, TV shows. Lord have mercy. Okay, look, I'm going to just keep it short and simple. Anything that Vince McMahon, not even anything and everything that Vince McMahon has done that has nothing to do with professional wrestling has failed. Every venture, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's the XFL, whether it's the World Bodybuilding Federation, whether it's having its own WWE studios, whatever venture outside of WWE that this man has tried to do has never succeeded. And for some reason, he still believes he can make this work. I look forward to seeing him fail again. I look forward to seeing it knock it off the ground because I'm pretty sure he going to jail now with these allegations getting more and more life to it between him and Janelle Grant. I don't even think he'll be around long enough to make sure it actually happens, but who are we kidding? Regardless, I'm sorry. It honestly feels like, this is just my personal opinion, it honestly feels like this man just wants to feel like he matters somehow, some way, when in reality, his time is past. It's over. No one cares about you, Vince. Your heyday is long and gone. Your heyday was the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Some might even argue 2010s. I don't. I'll give him the 80s, I'll give him the 90s, and I'll give him the 2000s. His time is past and gone. And he's trying to find a way to remain relevant. I'm good. I'm good without any of the fart jokes, the sick humor, the infidelity, him finding reasons to sleep with women, making them do it, putting himself on TV to embarrass himself, make a fool out of himself, and then call it entertainment, pal. We're good, Vince. Your brand of entertainment stopped being entertaining over a decade ago. Let it go. You're a billionaire. You made your money. You're too old for this shit. Go away. Go away. What is he going to contribute to anything now? Other than I'm rich and I want to own something so I can feel powerful. How's about you just go away, Vince, and stay away? And by the way, whatever the hell he decides to come up with, whatever it's called, I will not be talking about it. Even if it is a wrestling promotion. He says it's not, but we'll see. Whatever it is, this channel will not mention it, because screw him. You can go somewhere else for your Vince McMahon entertainment, whatever kind of a vice you have over Vince McMahon. You need to satisfy that Vince McMahon sweet tooth of yours, to scratch your itch for the McMahonism. It ain't gonna be here. Let's move on. So it says here, during an interview with the Lame Guys podcast, former WWE superstar, now AEW superstar, Bobby Lashley, revealed an idea he had for a potential promo segment with Gunther. Oh, you might want to have a seat for this one. So I'm just going to read what he said verbatim. Bobby told him this. When Gunther was rolling, there was one thing I wanted to do with him. And everybody would have been like, ooh, ooh. If we were still in the Hurt Bananas, I was like, I want to roll up on him. And I want Gunther to say, people like you don't deserve a chance at my title. People would have been like, what did he just say? Pull a Booker T. Tell me he didn't just say that. Oh, we're not done. We would have told that line. If you think about the German and those black dudes, is there a little bit of racial tension there? He literally said this. He keeps going, we didn't have to go there. What do you mean by people like you? He could be like older guys in wrestling. The crowd would have been like, did he say that? Then I was going to say, I think you look familiar, and do one of those, holds his thumb to his top lip, indicating a mustache. Jesus Christ! There it is. I don't know if we could have went there, but it would have been cool. No. There are so many things you could tip. Hold on. I can't even read now. Jesus, that threw me off. Let me try that again. There are so many things you could toe the line with there, and it could have been a huge feud. Look, I love Bobby Lashley. He's a legend. This is one of those instances where I'm glad certain wrestlers don't have creative freedom. Sorry. That kind of stuff is not entertaining to me. Essentially, what he's suggesting is that we have a feud based off of racial tension. People like you don't deserve to be champion because you're black. And then he'll be like, I didn't mean that. I mean because you're old. And then Bobby is like, well, you remind me of somebody. Hitler, because you're German. And all Germans are Nazis. Jesus Christ almighty. Can we not? That sounds terrible. Did they even call him out for that? Or did they just let him roll and go, yeah. We'll tell you whatever you want, Bobby. Just come back to our podcast. Yeah. No, that's a terrible idea. Jesus Christ, I'm glad he doesn't have creative control. No, that's not true. He's in AEW. Fuck. So he probably does have creative control. Please don't do that in AEW, Bobby. Don't run AEW into the ground, because that will kill AEW. Imagine them doing that under Triple H. Imagine this storyline as it is happening under Triple H's watch. I guarantee you it would hurt Triple H's reputation, because they already think he's partially racist anyways because of his feud with Booker T back in 2003. If he let this happen, oh my goodness. Especially with it being Bobby Lashley and the other person being Gunther. Yeah. I'm not for it. I'm completely against it. And I'm glad it didn't happen. And I think Bobby Lashley's a legend. Yeah, let's not do stupid stuff like that, please. We really appreciate it. Couple more pieces of news. We'll do 2 more, and then I will happily move on to the preview and predictions. Check this out. In an interview with the Daily Star, Montez Ford, one half of the Street Profits, spoke on a potential solo singles run in WWE. Here's what he had to say. This has been the only thing I have done since I've been with the company. The Street Profits. I haven't done anything else. It's kind of similar to Survivor's Guilt. Been with this person for so long, and we built so much. So for me to take off and just do things on my own, it kind of feels like I'm leaving him behind. And he's talking about Angelo Dawkins, his partner. But I realized recently, that's not my fault. And that's not a knock on him. That's not a knock to anybody, but I know how talented I am. I know I can be a world champion, world heavyweight champion. I know that. I can say that. Now, there's no doubt, there's no unconfidence in that. I know that I'm a world champion. I'm a world champion. I know I'm a world heavyweight champion. I'm a world heavyweight champion material. I'm world heavyweight champion material. That's what I meant to say. I think we all called this. I remember when they gave Montez Ford like a mini singles push for Chamber in 2023, right before Vince came back after he left. And I think a lot of us said, oh, hell yeah, make him U.S. champion. Push him to the moon. That's a future world champion for sure. And I still think a lot of us believe that when the Street Profits eventually end, Montez will go on to do bigger and better things, while Angelo Dawkins will probably remain as a tag team star with other people. But yeah, Montez Ford is destined for the main event scene. This guy's amazing, and we all know it. But I do think he is typecast, unfortunately. He is stuck as a tag team wrestler, and I don't think that's fair to him. I don't feel like he's maximizing his true potential. And I think he knows it as well. But what do? I think he, like all of us believe, once he leaves Angelo, that's the end of his career. But like he said, why is that his fault? That shouldn't be his responsibility. Angelo Dawkins should find a way to step up his goddamn game. How about that? You shouldn't be holding back your partner, and you shouldn't be making your partner scared to go bet on himself and see if he can become successful. So I hope that's not the case. Because I think Montez Ford, for sure, could add a lot to the singles division, the male single division. Whether it's on SmackDown or Raw, it doesn't really matter. Now, imagine a main event Montez Ford against a Seth Rollins, or against a Chad Gable, or against a Sami Zayn, or a Jacob Fatu, or, man, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight. I honestly feel like he would be elevating literally everything about whatever division he's on. So I do hope one day we see Montez Ford as a singles competitor, and he doesn't get held down by the fact that Angelo Dawkins more than likely won't survive. And honestly, I think we're underrating Angelo Dawkins. I think if given the right tools, he could stand out on his own. Will he be a main event player? No. Why does he need to be? All right, the last piece of news, which I didn't get a chance to really get into on the AEW video, but I feel like we probably should have gotten into it here. So there was this debate over Stephanie McMahon using the same makeup that Thunder Rosa uses in AEW. She used that on NXT this past show. Forgot what the show was called again. Forgot what the show was called on Sunday. Was that Halloween Havoc? Well, whatever show that was, I think it was Halloween Havoc. She literally wore the same makeup, and people said, she's stealing that from Thunder Rosa, because apparently Thunder Rosa has copyrighted a face paint. What? There is a actual day for this. I think it's called Day of the Dead, right? It's traditional. Is it Mexican tradition? I think it's Mexican, right? Day of the Dead. So it's not trademarked by nobody, but everybody was giving Stephanie hell for wearing it. And I love that Thunder Rosa came out in support of this and said, no, I don't own this face paint. We're both from the same heritage. She can wear it like I can wear it. I swear to God, people be finding reasons to hate on these wrestlers and maintain whatever tribalism they want. It ain't that serious, folks. It seriously ain't. Let them wear whatever face paint they want. No one owns or copyrights face paint. Who cares? Sting and his crow face paint, he didn't originate that. That literally came from the movie The Crow. But do we see people going, oh, Sting stole it? Jesus Christ, something comes from something. There's nothing, or rarely are there things in this world that are 100% original. Everything comes from something. So who cares? I thought it was great that they both celebrate the same type of tradition. And I'm happy that, oh, look at that. There are wrestlers in AEW that get along with wrestlers in WWE. What a concept. I saw someone ask about this, so I'll quickly go over it. Everyone has been asking about AJ Styles. People are concerned that his TV absence is related to that injury angle they ran. What was it, last month? Or was it earlier this month? I don't remember when he came on SmackDown. I think it was actually like earlier this month. And he's been off TV since that angle he did with Carmelo Hayes. Well, everyone was also wondering, why isn't AJ Styles going into the TNA Hall of Fame? Because right now, WWE is locked in this partnership with TNA, whether it's with NXT TNA or maybe it's straight up WWE TNA. You would think if there was ever a time for AJ Styles to go into the TNA Hall of Fame, this would be it. But he hasn't. And Fightful Select said the following: the possibility of AJ Styles being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame was broached with WWE, who passed on the opportunity. People in TNA believe it's due to AJ's injury or active storyline. Even though it didn't end up happening, the door isn't closed. AJ Styles came out and spoke about this on Twitter, where he essentially said he turned them down. It wasn't WWE who turned him down. AJ Styles turned down going into the Hall of Fame. Why? Because he's not retired yet. It's that simple. AJ says he's going to wait until he's fully retired. He hangs up his boots to then go into the Hall of Fame. It's kind of like WWE. He doesn't want to go into that Hall of Fame either until he's done. And he will go into both. He would go into all the Hall of Fames because AJ Styles is one of the greatest of all time. One of the only few wrestlers to win multiple world championships and multiple promotions. Major promotions. New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, Ring of Honor, WWE. And I'm pretty sure there are others. If he went to AEW, he would win that one as well. So 100%. I agree with AJ Styles. Don't go into the Hall of Fame yet until you're done. You're actually done. So I completely understand why he made that decision. All right, that's going to do it for the wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time. It's time for the main event. It's time to get to our preview and predictions for WWE Crown Jewel. Let me be sure I sound okay. Do I sound good? I think I sound great. I don't sound good. I sound amazing. I sound really, really good. All right. So let's get right to it. Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. You know how I feel about these Saudi Arabia shows and how I feel like they interfere with the overall flow of the weekly television storytelling. What are you going to do? They're paying WWE an arm and a leg, millions, hundreds of millions, to just show up and do a show. And no, it's not going to impact the storylines. I would think they wouldn't as much as they should. But I do appreciate that this card feels like an exception to that rule. I feel like this year, the WWE Triple H has done a better job of making these Saudi Arabia shows feel more important and adding a bit more to the weekly television. Even though I'm not a fan of the Crown Jewel Championships, which I still think has no value. It's just a trophy. Just for the sake of, pleasing the Crown Prince. At least they're trying. And I do feel like some of these matches are going to have long-term implications on weekly television. which is part of the reason why I am excited to watch it, why I am doing a regular live this weekend and not just a live vertical stream like I would usually do for shows like this. So let's go through the matches. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches so far. I was thinking we were going to get 5. We're getting 7. So they're going all in on this. This is Big 4 pay-per-view type of feeling. And yes, I do suspect some of these matches, if not all of them, no, some of these matches will be carried over to Survivor Series as well. I guess we'll start with the Fatal 4-Way tag match for the Women's Championship, Women's Tag Team Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the champs, taking on Damage Control, Metaphor from NXT, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. This will be a very straightforward match. I suspect Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will remain champions. I see no reason to take the belts off of them here or give it to anyone else in this match. I'm just saying. Now, moving on, United States Championship. We got Andrade versus him, Carmelo Hayes, versus your United States champion with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. Quickly get into it. L.A. Knight retains. I don't see either one of Andrade or Carmelo getting the belt here. I think this is just a way to keep L.A. Knight busy, keep him strong, until we find him a legitimate opponent, because we are running out of opponents here. And I think we'll go on to have match number 7, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes at Survivor Series, which is where it should happen. The last 7th match should be on a Big 4 pay-per-view because they've earned it. That's just my opinion. But LA Knight will retain here. Seth freaking Rollins takes on Bronson Reed. Regular match. No DQ or no ambulance. What's a ambulance? Ambulance match. No last man standing. I was thinking last man standing and ambulance match. So no last man standing, no ambulance. Nothing really to take home here in terms of stipulations. It's just a regular match. So what I think is going to happen is this. I think Bronson Reed wins this match, and whatever match they do at Survivor Series will have a stipulation to it, and then Seth will win that match. He has to win that match because Seth Rollins is getting ready to fight CM Punk at WrestleMania. So there you go. Then we got Randall Keith Orton versus the most dangerous man in WWE currently, Kevin Owens. So as soon as Triple H told Randy Orton, I hope to God you know what you're getting yourself into, that pretty much sealed who wins this match. And it should be him. Kevin Owens. Not only do I think Kevin Owens is going to win, I think he is going to massacre Randy Orton. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think Kevin is going to go in there and obliterate him and become an uber heel before he ends up fighting Cody Rhodes at Survivor Series or Saturday Night's Main Event. I do not see Randy coming out with the victory here. I think Kevin easily takes it, and he needs to easily take it. The first of 2 Crown Jewel Championships. Let's talk about the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Raw Women's Champion Liv Morgan versus SmackDown Women's Champion. NXT, Jesus Christ. Nia Jax. I am tired. NXT's Nia Jax, not really. The World Heavyweight Women's Champion Liv Morgan taking on the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think how WWE does this, one side gets one of each of these championships, right? So if I'm going to predict that Gunther beats Cody, I think it's fair that we give SmackDown the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. So I don't know how bad Rhea Ripley's injury is, but I suspect she'll try to interfere here, cost Liv Morgan, and help Nia Jax win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. So Nia Jax ends up beating Liv Morgan, and then you'll have Tiffany Stratton try to cash in but fail. How about that? Meaning, getting to the Men's Crown Jewel Championship, if I'm picking SmackDown to win the Women's, I'm picking Raw to win the Men's. I think Gunther will beat Cody Rhodes. I think Gunther will get the help of one, my personal opinion, of one Kevin Owens, who will come out to screw Cody. That will set up Cody versus Kevin at Survivor Series. Then Gunther will go on to just be a multi-time dual World Heavyweight Crown Jewel champion. I don't know if he's going to carry that belt around with him. That thing is humongous. But who knows what they're going to do. The last match, which is kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. I think we all suspected this was going to happen. But here we are. Roman Reigns and the Usos, as in Jimmy and Jay and Roman, will be facing the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa and ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. The Gorillas of Destiny. Wow. Huge match. Blockbuster match. Of course, the precursor to the Bloodline War Games Civil War match at Survivor Series, which will have, I'm assuming, Sammy, Roman, and the Usos versus Jacob, Solo, Gorillas, Bloodline versus Bloodline. My goodness. I love it. So we'll definitely see how that turns out and the story behind that, because I'm loving the stories. Who is this match? So if I have Solo's Bloodline ultimately winning at Survivor Series, do I have Roman and the Usos win this one? Because Roman already beat them when Cody was by their side. So Roman's got to eat a loss somehow. Maybe they'll have Roman and Usos lose this one, and then they'll end up winning the match at Survivor Series. Right? Because I do think there are still some issues between Jay and Roman, and I can see that being the reason why they lose this match to the Bloodline. The question is, what works better? For right now, this is just my opinion. I'm going to go with my gut, and my gut says Roman and the Usos win. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. I think the Bloodline should keep all the heat, personally, but they've already lost all their matches. I think the only match they should win, if you're going to do the Bloodline Civil War the right way, then yes, I do believe the Bloodline should end up winning at Survivor Series. The new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa's Bloodline, Tibu Bloodline should win Survivor Series. But I don't know. Maybe you'll do back-to-back wins for the Bloodline, as in Solo's group. Maybe you'll do back-to-back wins with Roman and the Usos. Maybe they'll flip it. Maybe they'll get Bloodline this win at Crown Jewel and then have Roman and the Usos and Sammy win at Survivor Series. Who knows? Not quite sure what they want to do, how they're going to do it. But yeah, I'm excited about War Games, because that Bloodline Civil War is going to be fire. So goddamn good. So I just think, for the sake of the storyline, it would just work better if the Bloodline, Solo's Bloodline, gets the victory. Somehow, some way. So there you go. I think that's it, right? Those are all the matches? Okay. Yep, those are all the matches. So I guess what we'll do, I will quickly go over the predictions one more time before I get out of here, because I'm hungry and I'm tired. So for Roman and the Usos versus the Bloodline, I am going with Roman and the Usos to win this match, to continue their feud for Survivor Series. Gunther will win the Men's Crown Jewel Championship from Cody. Nia Jax will win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship from Liv Morgan. Kevin Owens will destroy Randy Orton. LA Knight will retain. Bianca and Jade will retain. That sounds like a good card. I will be up here after the show on Saturday to give you my review live here on YouTube. And yeah, that's going to do it, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed the stream, wrestling news, and all that. Give me your predictions about the show down below in the comments, in the live chat. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So as always, thank you for watching me. Thank you for making me a part of your day as you follow out to all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I will catch you guys in the next video, right here in Alyx's world. The place it is, was, and forever. And I mean forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I love you all, and I'll see you later. Peace.